Okay, so my name is Carly Armstrong, and this is my week 1 of my lifestyle project. We were given subjects to choose from, and I chose 3, which were electricity use, no driving, and being vegetarian. Now for electricity use, I did that on my Monday and Friday of this past week because those were the days that I had to go to bed earlier and I would wake up earlier, so I'd use more of the actual sunlight. So my impression was that it's really not hard to do during the day, but once it gets darker, it's harder to not use your lights. It's harder to not use the stuff like your phone charger or your laptop charger and plug it in, because now your stuff's starting to die because you're using it all day. So during the beginning of the day, it's really easy, but once it gets dark and you want to work on stuff in the dark, sometimes candlelight isn't enough. And then will I be continuing? Yes, partly because I do want to cut down on my usage, and I found out that it's not really hard to do during the day, so why not continue to do this and use the sunlight as much as possible. I even got my roommates to start doing it, and that goes towards, well, is it worthwhile? And yes, because not only are you going to be saving money at the end of the month when you get your bill, but you're also helping the earth and not using as much electricity. Then my next subject was no driving. And I drive everywhere. I have a car, especially to work, which is across town. So the days that I chose to do this were Tuesday and Wednesday, because those were the days that I didn't need to go to work. So there's no real reason to drive my car. Quick funny story. For some reason, Wednesday, I thought I had work, even though I knew it was my no driving day. And so at right before 5 o'clock, I drove halfway to work. Then I checked my phone and I realized I don't even work that day. So I turned around and I got stuck behind a train, and it took me 30 minutes to get home. So I didn't get home till 3:30 something. So I used a lot of gas that day, but I didn't need to. I don't know. I thought that was funny. But anyway, so my overall impression was that you got to use your Beeline, which is the buses that are here in Chico, or you walk or you bike. And it's really not that hard because the Beeline goes just about anywhere. The reason why I didn't want to take that to work was because over the summer, the Beeline was the times didn't really line up, and you basically have to leave an hour and a half earlier than when you start your job, and sometimes I don't have an hour and a half before to get on the bus. So that's the only thing, is that, time management and stuff like that. Will I be continuing to not drive, I guess? Yes, partly because during the week when I don't have work and I'm just going to school, I don't live that far from campus, so I've been trying to make it a goal for myself to walk or to take the bus, use the bus, because it comes right outside my apartments. So, was it worthwhile? Yes, because not only are you saving gas, you're saving your gas money, and you're using your resources, which I think is very important, because why else would you be doing these things? Why do you have these resources? It's for you, so you don't have to spend money on gas or spend money on something. Chico State students get free bus rides on the Beeline, and there's a shuttle. There's 2 student shuttles, basically, just for students. So that's good. So my third subject was vegetarian, which I chose to do on Thursday because that was Valentine's Day. And I didn't think I was going to be going out, but then my roommates were like, oh, let's go to a fancy restaurant. But a good thing it was an Italian restaurant, so I could just get Alfredo and just get noodles and just be fine with that instead of my meat. So my overall impression was that it was way harder than I expected it to be. I expected it to be one of the easiest ones to do, and it was the hardest one for me because my roommates would be making food and it would have meat. or they do it in chicken broth. And I'll be like, come on, guys. Like, I can't have meat this day. Or I couldn't do it the whole week. I know that. I just love my meat too much. And yeah, I don't think I could do it. It was really hard that one day, even though I only had like 3 meals. So will I be continuing it? No. Because I don't think I could do without my meat. I mean, I could try to not eat as much meat as I do, but almost every meal for me has meat in it, and I really love meat. So, is it worthwhile? Yes, especially if you can do it. You know, it's really good for you getting more of those vegetables in your diet, and especially if you're passionate about it, this is definitely something that's worthwhile for you. If you're passionate about being vegetarian or vegan, this is definitely worthwhile for you. And not only are you passionate about it for your own reasons, but also it does save the earth. So good for you. So next I have week 2 to do, which is going to be harder. But first, my final thoughts. Basically, electricity use is pretty easy to do, except for when it gets towards nighttime, and I'm definitely going to keep doing that as much as I can. Try to save some money. No driving. You really don't need to drive if you have all these resources. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background. But that's for no driving. I have to drive to work. I hate being late to work or not being able to use my time very well. And then vegetarian final thoughts. I don't think I could do it. I could maybe do it like not for my dinner. My dinner is like a big meat meal for me. So I don't think I could do it for dinner. But those are my final thoughts, and I'm going to definitely try harder, not just drive one day for no reason by accident when I'm not supposed to be driving. And I'm definitely going to try harder to be vegetarian and try to buy some groceries this weekend and figure out a way to make that easier on myself, because I literally had like meat for everything. All right.